Hey everybody, I'm Tony Fleming from Fleming's Ultimate Garage. Thanks for joining me on one of my favorite car videos of all time. This is normally what I drive as well, and I drive them because they are, first off, great looking. The styling of a car that lasts as long as these have is amazing, right? Because it started out as a great looking car. And then throw in features of handling and an exhaust sound that most any other car can't get. These are Ferrari-derived engines, right? That same engine in the 430 and up like that, where the engine started to grow. This is exactly that sound, tuned for more daily driving with less service, right? The first major service for these is at 100,000 miles, which is what they were coming to the market to do, to say, listen, we're Maserati. We're going to give you a 4-year warranty, 100,000 mile service. We're going to be in the real world of owning an exotic car and not costing you a gazillion, gadrillion dollars. And that's what they did. We're going to take some time, look around, see some of the luxury stuff. I also want to point out some of the styling things, because all the time people say, hey, Tom, that is a great looking car, but you don't really know why it's a great looking car, right? And so I want to point out some of those things as we get to that place. The first thing I like to talk about is the calipers. The calipers in yellow from the factory with the Maserati callouts that are there also match the stitching inside, right? So when you're walking up to the car with the windows down or the top down, it looks so coordinated together and great. The gloss black rims look really, really nice. And the cool thing about these wheels is they're very stylish still today. And if you like them in silver, or maybe you wanted them in bronze, or you like the gloss black, we'll leave it gloss black, but it can be any color you want because they come from the factory painted as well, and we can do that here. All right, so I always like to talk about paint quality because, you know, at the end of the day, we're shallow and things need to look nice, right? You're not buying a primered Maserati. You want it to be shiny. You want it to look good. You want to walk out to your garage and go, man, that car looks so good. And it does. But the one thing I want to teach you about paint quality is to not look at the paint. You say, well, Tom, what do you mean don't look at the paint? You said, just look at the paint. No, what I mean is this. Look at what's in the paint. Look at the ceiling that's in the paint. Look at the lights that are in the paint. Look at this font that is in the paint. The clearer those things are, the shinier the paint is. All of us have heard of the word called orange peel. Orange peel is where paint is not really great. It's not really shiny as it could be, and therefore it doesn't shine outside the way it should. Come on up here. Let's check this out. I'd like you to see. You can see all the ribs of the roof in there, okay? You can see the beams. You can see the lights. Look how crisp that letters are in here, which is really, really an indicator of how great this paint is. All right, so I like to spend a second under the hood. You may not really care to see what's under the hood or open the hood, but I want to share with you that not only does Maserati do stuff outside well, they do inside well. For instance, when you open the hood here, these red cam covers. I mean, it is a great looking engine compartment. And they finish it off with these kinds of things. A couple things I'd like to point out as a consumer. These are the things you should be looking for, as I do as well. For instance, there's the assembly tag that's over there. Here are the original decals still in place on the car. Why is that important? Sorry about that. Why is that important? Well, that's important because if this car was in an accident, those panels would be replaced, and you couldn't get these stickers. They don't sell these stickers aftermarket. So that's a good indication that this is a really nice car. And then the original color code is right there on the tag as well. So all of that stuff is there. It's on the hood. It's all on these panels. I like to point that stuff out because that's the kind of car that we have here. We're not selling Carfax blemished cars, and that's just not what we do. Lastly, I want to just give you something real quick about how well these handle. These cars are known for their handling, but why? Well, the reason why, if this is right here, the center line of the wheel, if you're looking at the center line of the wheel, the engine is actually back here. This is actually called a mid-engine car. You say, Tone, how could it be a mid-engine car? Be inside the car. No. What it means is that the engine is behind the front axle. And so when it's behind the front axle, that means all the weight's not hanging over the front end of the car, making it difficult to brake and steer into a corner at the same time. They've moved the engine back, the transmission back, and so allowing all that to happen. So all of this right here, believe it or not, is mostly just for styling. There's not a lot of components in there. And I think it's always cool to point that out, how cool it is that the engine is really that far back in the car. You know, a lot of the styling of the front end carries over to the back of these cars. And you say, well, Tom, what do you even mean by that? Well, what I say is, like, a car can look really great in the front, but if it doesn't look great coming from behind, like you're walking up to it, it's still not a great car. Look at some of the features that we're talking about here. This has like a race-inspired diffuser here, the quad pipes coming out the back. The sound that these cars make is ridiculous, right? And then you have these little tiny touches, things like the crystal look of the third brake light. This cool Maserati script that's 50 years old, right? It's the same kind of thing. This chrome strip that connects these LED taillights. I'm not sharing with you designer features. I'm just sharing with you why some cars look really great from behind. And then back here, we have installed the new struts. That's why it was difficult to put up. They're brand new. Obviously, over time, those things wear. And those are the kinds of things that we do. Kind of like, so when you get the car, many times the way the car arrived to us was the trunk would slam right away. Not good. So we replaced those. So when you get it, it's great. This also holds golf clubs, and they designed it to have cutouts in the end so that you can see that that goes in there. And it's just a nice looking all around kind of place for soft luggage and things like that. All right, so you're walking up to your cool car from driving to work or something like that, and you're going, wow, this is really a nice looking car. And I love this shot because I love to look at the car moving towards it. These kind of fender vents that are here, the turn signal that's located inside here, the Pininfarina call out, the designer of the car, right? It's a great looking car. And so now we're seeing all the reasons why. However, you're not going to spend as much time outside as you are inside. So why don't we get inside and check it out and see what you're getting there as well. All right, so believe it or not, this is probably, if I'm not mistaken reading about this, this is the largest interior of any Grand Touring convertible that's out there. And I have to tell you that when you look inside here, there's a lot of room. Now, thinking about this, this is a full console. This is a luxury car, right? You're getting a full console all the way through back here. Subwoofer is located inside here. Sorry, the paper. Subwoofer is here. Speakers are here, okay? Dual cup holders, stuff like that's for the people back here. This right here is kind of cool because these have roll bars in them. So if the car was to tilt in either way, these would pop up and give you kind of some protection that way. Also, too, the little tiny stuff that most people don't talk about in these cars, and that's the effort that goes in. So, for instance, instead of embossing the headrests in there, which is a lot less expensive, these are called reliefs, where it's put in from the inside out. And so you can feel them. That's why they have three-dimensional looks to them. The stitching that we talked about earlier is yellow, matches the calipers, and just looks really, really nice in here. And then you're talking about a full leather interior. So what does that mean? Well, you have leather on the door panels, you have leather on the seats, the console, the dash is covered in leather, all of this stuff covered in leather, and that gives you kind of that great luxury feel. All right, while that seat's doing its thing, moving back there like it's supposed to, let's jump in here and we'll talk about a couple small things. Blue face gauges. That is a fabulous touch of these cars. They look so good, especially at night when they light up. 200 mile an hour speedometer, that's aggressive, right? 9,000 RPM tach, and it has something here that no other car has that makes the sound that no other car has, and that is the sport button. When you push the sport button in this car, it opens up the exhaust, right? And then you get this sound that you just really can't get from any other car. You get the best of both worlds, having two exhaust systems, nice sounding exhaust when you drive the car, or a high performance sounding exhaust when you push that. What else we got? We got the piano lacquer interior, which is nice. It's an upgrade as well. So this is piano lacquer. This is all piano in the doors and all around here. So it makes that really nice touch. And then you have modern conveniences like navigation, climate control, parking sensors front and rear, all the gauges you could possibly want. Like, there's really nothing in this car that says that I'm not, while I'm a 2011, that I'm not a 2021, because I'm not really sure what would be missing. And then you got that great callback right here, Granturismo C. And on the Granturismos, you get that 4.7 liter engine, and you get all of this luxury in here, which is really nice. The top works awesome. You should see it. You can put these up. You can put the tops up when you're driving up to like 35 miles an hour. And that makes it very nice to be able to use the car as well there. All right, so let's close up the video on this for a second. I want to run down some pretty, I think, big bullet points that we haven't really discussed. First off, $140,000 original MSRP. That's what you'd expect to pay for an exotic convertible with low build quantity, hand-built and hand-assembled Italian style, right? You expect to get that. And then we're talking about a car that's been driven less than 2,000 miles a year. It was somebody's fourth or fifth car, maybe at a vacation home or something like that. This makes for a great car. And the best part about this is I'm not sure these will be worth any less in the future than they are right now. Like, I can't predict the future, but here's what I'd say. There's no $8,000 Maseratis running around right now. This is a great deal on a great car, low miles, great colors, and great style. There is no way for you not to find a way to get it in your garage. Anyway, call us 301-816-1000. We'll tell you all about this cool Maserati Grand cabriolet, and we'll find a way to get in your garage. If you don't mind, hit the share button down there. I really appreciate that. It helps get our message out. Hit the like button as well. I think that you'll find that other people are engaged too. And maybe subscribe to the channel. We got new stuff coming out all the time, and I'll see you on the test drive. All right, so why do you buy a Maserati? Well, you buy it first off for this sound. But you also buy it for the handling, the power, all of that stuff. Throw in great looks, and you have found yourself. Listen to that. I have it in sport mode right now, and so when I use the paddles to drive it, because I got it in manual mode, it blips the throttle as it downshifts, which makes it sound so cool. Sorry, I get so excited about this because it just, listen to that. You come to a corner and you do this. How fabulous is the sound? Not to mention the comfort. And just good. I get so excited, sorry. No one's ever said, oh my God, that car sounds terrible. So it gives you the best of both worlds. We can throw it in automatic mode now, right, if we wanted to, and just drive. I can take the sport mode off, and listen how quiet it is. Now listen how quiet. Just regular exhaust sound, so you can have, if you want sporty and loud, you can. If you need to jump on the phone and do whatever, you can do that as well. But I don't know, I just love the sport mode so much. I just like, I could just do this all day. And once you mastered, oh, by the way, the paddles have suede on the back of them. How you do it? Of course they do. Of course they have suede on the back. It's Italian. That's what they do. Anyway, thanks for the drive with me. Hope you had a great time. Thanks for getting me out of work, and I'll see you on the next one. What a car. You gotta find a way to get this in your garage.